We all love going away for wonderful weekends or holidays where we get pampered and we're relaxing and having a great time. Well, I met somebody today at ATE 2008 that actually runs a business called Healing Hotels of the World. Now, this isn't about going to hospital, this is about holistic tourism. And I'm going to have a chat today with Anne Bigging, who's from Healing Hotels of the World. Before we talk about Australian hotels, tell me what the principles are behind Healing Hotels, because you told me they're holistic hotels. I mean, I didn't know hotels could be holistic. I think people can be, but tell me more about it.
It means embracing a guest in a complete way, body, mind, and soul. So when you arrive, you will be asked, what would you like to achieve during your stay? Mm-hmm. And then in some cases, they are a program designed for you. Mm. So whether that's lifestyle, health, or just relaxing, whatever you like. Mm-hmm. So all our hotels have a different angle to that. Some are very much into health, others are more spiritual or into well-being, having a tranquil time out.
Mm-hmm. But so many hotels claim to be sort of, holistic or sort of healthy and so on because they've got a gym or they've got a spa. This is a much further step than that, isn't it? I mean, it's a leap further.
Yes, it's a quantum leap further, really, because we have very strict criteria which have been put together by Professor Mark Cohen. He's the founding professor of RMIT here in Melbourne. And in this criteria, we really make sure that the quality of every department of the hotel is top-notch. Yeah. So it's not just having a gym or a bike in front of the door. The whole hotel has to live that top class.
So how do you achieve that then? I mean, does this apply to the staff as well? And
yes.
So do they understand what you're doing and they have to be trained?
Some do. Some already live that. In some cases, some hotels in Thailand and also some of our Australian hotels. But normally we go in after we take them on and grant them membership in Healing Hotels of the World. Then we do a so-called training of excellence. Okay. And in this training is actually an introduction of holistic well-being principles going into each department. F&B, food and beverage, room service, what is in the rooms, in terms of healthy teas, healthy food, reception, doing a welcome and goodbye ritual, even sales and marketing, even the general manager, back of the house, how is staff treated, and the spa. So everything has this idea about offering a holistic experience.
So let's say, for example, if I'm going to stay in a Healing Hotels hotel, okay, what will strike me as being different immediately the time I arrive, and am I still going to have great food, and will I still have nice wines and so on?
Of course. You're not going into a cloister. No. You're going into a place where you can choose. You have choices. You will have your healthy options, but you also can have your wine. You probably won't find a disco or something there, not necessarily. But it's really
I don't want one at my age. It's okay.
But it's really about holistic means embracing joy. Yeah. And whatever that means. If it means to play a round of golf or have a massage or meditate. Most of our hotels, they have a daily schedule. Like you get up in the morning and you have a yoga or meditation session or Tai Chi, and then you go for long nature walks. It depends where the hotels are.
And you can opt in, you can decide if you want to do it or not. You don't have to.
Of course, you don't have to.
You can lie in bed or you can do what you want. So tell me about your Australian hotels. How many hotels do you have in Australia?
At this stage we have 5 hotels in Australia, which I'm very happy because I think Australia is the healing country in the world. And we have the Gaia Retreat and Spa in Byron Bay, which is very beautiful. Yes, and then we have the Moonlight Head in Victoria, and that's a very small setup. And then we have Lake House in Dalesford, which just they're all award-winning. All of them just won awards actually last month. And we have 2 urban healing hotels. One is the Lyle in Melbourne.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Nice hotel, yeah.
And the Richardson in Perth, which is fantastic. So they all live this spirit. The urban healing hotels are not there for longer retreats, but for offering guests who have a sensitive idea about staying in a hotel, offer them this special experience.
Now, I'd never heard about this before. Okay, before we started talking, I think probably at ATE last year or sometime. So, is this fairly unique? I mean, Healing Hotels, it's a unique product, and there's, you started this, did you? And you kicked it off at the beginning.
Yes, it was my idea. I started it. The concept in my mind is about 3 or 4 years old, and then actually I started it 2.5 years ago, and launched it in Australia. It had the title I choose in the beginning was Pure Being. And I tested it at ATE, and I thought, no, it's too early.
Didn't work. Yeah.
So, and then a few weeks later, the name Healing Hotels Hotels of the World just came up, and I branded it immediately. So we have a brand recognition, and we're the only global brand which exists, with holistic health and healing hotels.
But how do you deal with these organizations that perhaps, are claiming to be like you guys, but are actually not?
You could say imitation is the nicest flattery, but we can also be quite strict because we have criteria, and we have registered brands, so we make sure that this does not happen. And it went well until today.
Okay, cool. So how can people find out more information for this very unique product? But I would think it's a product that if I'm looking for something that's really relaxing and where I'm going to sort of eat properly, and eat healthily and actually learn and there's a takeaway to this, isn't there, in terms of that you take it home with you?
Thank you for mentioning this, because what we want is, something which goes beyond pampering. So Healing Hotels of the World, the idea is that guests go away and have some tools about what do I think about myself. May I please start thinking nicely about my own being. How do I eat properly? How do I drink enough water? Can I do exercise? So they take away a lot of information, and then have tools to practice at home.
And then talking about information, where can they find information on Healing Hotels?
So we have currently, as I said, 23 hotels worldwide, and growing organically nicely at the moment. And you find us under www.healinghotelsoftheworld.com.
Well, Anne, thank you very much indeed. I feel totally refreshed and rejuvenated and holistically changed. And thank you for your time, and have a successful ATE.
Thank you.
Well, if that doesn't explain what Healing Hotels of the World is all about, I don't know. And I'm looking forward to hearing about more Healing Hotels of the World coming online in Australia and also elsewhere in the world. And I think it's a wake-up call for a lot of these hotels that proclaim they've got spas and saunas and so on. That's about pampering. It's actually not about holistic tourism. So it's John Alwyn-Jones reporting for Travel Mode TV from the Australian Tourism Exchange 2008.
While they're hanging with their friends, he is learning more intense. His search.